Alright, so I recently got myself into shopping. Shopping on the AliExpress. Not the reason because I don't wanted to buy something original, because I wanted to buy something affordable at the price. And the story behind this, I saw this particular Figma. Yeah, this box is of the Figma which arrived from AliExpress. You can see it's destroyed, it just exploded. Probably was exploded before they sent me this, but it's not important right now, because the reason I bought the figure plus this knockoff, so it's a knockoff, third party, whatever you call it, I don't care, or design of the character represents. So I accidentally find pictures of the character. I look for YouTube. I find a cool review. I found it at an affordable price on the AliExpress, as I mentioned before. Petroleum is trash. I mentioned before about AliExpress for affordable price, and so I played a little bit with this figure. That's right, I already completed it. It has a lot of accessories because it is a Figma-like-ish knockoff. We'll add a little bit more light source here, over here, like that. And I have a few thoughts. First off, the clothing she wears is not how it used to be wearable. Of course, that comes up completely for your imagination. I made this poncho, and it is as it is right now. Looks cool enough for me. Looks adorable. And that's fair enough. So about the quality, I was worried about the quality since I was buying this for 20 euro, less than 20 euro with shipping, while the original one cost over 100. Really? For a Figma? Right, I understand. Some Figmas are discontinued, some rare, some very high in demand, but this one, I don't know. So basically, we got a Figma of this Ronin figure, which I will remove from the action base. The action base, of course, cheap reproduction of Figma licensed ones. Plastic a little bit like dirtish tinted, but action base is not important actually in the first place. So also we have this one set, as I mentioned before. It comes with a lot of accessories. First one is this hat. I don't know real name for some subjects, so you don't mind that. Of course, this is not a poncho. I just made her wear this like that. We are removing this ugly type of head. I mean ugly because, as you can see, this is bag on the top of the head, which means that you have to attach a hat. No other options to keep hat on the head unless you want to glue it, but that will ruin our experience. So we're removing the poncho. Poncho will have this ugly looking neck with bag. There was a funny story because I was making a first video and I had a problem. This figure actually comes with an additional torso and additional part for the legs, and we'll show you in a second. Yeah, there is no official Figma bag for additional parts. So, yeah. So basically, original look of the Figma involves this set of the body. As you can see, this is a little bit monstrous looking one because it has a gap which is not visible when you attach this poncho. I think this is a rare, yeah, I think it's a, or front. No, I actually think it is front. So let's check out Explode box art. Yes, the ribbon must be in the front. I mean, the golden one ribbon, golden one will be in the front like that, attaching like this, and you have this a huge ass skirt type clothing, which looks itself as it looks cool and awesome. But we're coming back for this a little bit later. So basically, figure comes complete with this set of the parts. Actually complete for posing, playing around, and everything else. So etc. Since I had a little experience with Figma, I've noticed something strange. Those pegs, as you can see, those pegs are for keeping shape of freshly molded holes for the pegs while transporting goods. So I had no idea those are actually for this purpose. So all I saw was strangely shaped parts for additional body. So it was somewhere in this section. So I wanted to make this simple figure look like with a poncho, but I needed to replace some parts. So those were sticking out and I had no idea what to do. But thankfully we have internet nowadays and easily can check everything for ourselves. So after being afraid a little bit to break anything, I'm just remove the annoying back. So let's get back to the figure, and for review purposes I think I need to remove something. That's not so easy for big fingers like mine. Let's do this. Let's do that and that. You can't add it very easily like this. There. Take this one head and attach on this body. It's quite simple, I think, I suppose. So a figure itself. Now close the eyes. Yeah, it has more faceplates. The first one, which it comes the normal one with a look directed to our side, to the left side of face, and it comes additional face, of course, like the main accessories, straight look, which directed in front of her. So I will replace the face first because I don't want to look at her sleepy like that. We need to remove front piece of the hair. Face pops out very easily. Pops out. Adding this faceplate and adding back haircut. So that much. So basically, I was quite surprised for the quality of this figure. Keeping in mind this is a knockoff third-party figure, it has a little of defects visible here and there. Some paint jobs, some molding problems are sticking here and there, but nothing so terrible or visually odd. Paint job is also decent plus, so no problems there. The heels are lightly painted with a chrome silver finish and do not stick out very much in a total context of the figure's appearance. So basically, it's quite odd that lately those knockoff figures are getting better and better in quality, which is not a bad thing because I'm highly against the companies ripping a huge amount of money for just a figure which is actually has only some kind of emotional value for a customer about the material value, since yeah, you can buy this figure for 100 or more, but keep in mind this figure never was worth 100 or something, because usually they are increasing price value later, such as the scalpers, for example. Those are the worst of the kind. But we live in the world where we are free to do whatever we want, so scalpers do the same. So we have a nice looking figure, slim body, painted nicely, no visual defects, at least much. Here we have one of examples, molding issue. It will be removed easily with a hobby knife. To be careful, don't cut yourself. Paint problem here, or maybe this is part of the paint. No, I don't think so. No, it's actually a little piece of paint as a costume part, ornament. Alright, so my eyesight not getting better anytime. Alright, so it's alright, it's okay, it's alright. So, figure itself, well, at a little bit of adjusting, you can make it standard, but since the heels are so tiny, and the figure do not pose as much stability as you would like to, so be careful on your own. On your own, you can't stand this figure at all. So, sleepy face we were looking at before, and I think I can assemble the body for now to show you how. It's quite easy and simple to do so. hiding those pegs, the original pegs with the original legs, removing this, removing that. By the way, there are no additional extra pegs in the case you break it something or just accidentally lose your parts. So you have to be extra careful because I mentioned before, quality of the figure is questionable. What do you want for such a price? Here we go. Let's snap it together. Okay, so we are lining up. And one more thing about quality, about paint job. I wonder if this is always the difference for every different figure released from the same factory. Because might be my version wasn't so much improved. And we have to snap her chest like that. Also not improved, or perhaps it was improved by some time. And that's not the first batch. Or maybe different manufacturer. Let's see. Oh, it's here. So, what I want to say, it might be looking much better later than before it was released first time. I don't know, so my body somehow do not want to stick inside the bag at all. Am I doing something wrong? Probably yes. It's very difficult to do with no practice. Search a little bit. I don't know. It's do not want to stay put into one place, and I have a huge gap, which supposed to be not supposed to be there. All right, so we'll try it one more time before I decide to give up or not. Should I give up? Who will answer the call? All right, so. I don't know why I'm pulling. I'm pushing into what. Alright, so basically I snapped something. Pulled, pushed, or snapped. I still see a joint, which is not how I wanted to have it. Well, let's hope I will not break anything. Nope. It doesn't work that way. I see the joint the middle of the body, and I don't like it at all. We have a problem. Let's try to do this without a skirt, I suppose. Yeah, it might take a while. What is this? I didn't drop anything. No, so basically we have a bag like this. And it not stays very well inside. It connects somehow, but I see a huge gap. That's not supposed to be like that, right? Huge gap. Absolutely humongous and unforgivably huge gap like that. But perhaps it should be like that. Let's try to, yeah, it's quite secure. Let's add skirt back. Like this. Oof. Takes a practice, I tell you. You should practice. Here we are. Like that. Like that. Like that. I suppose it would be like that. A little bit movement here and there, and it should be collapse at some point. Or perhaps I'm just really bad at this. Nope. It can't go farther. Let's see where we ended up this. I bet there are no such issues on the original one. Because quality control, something like that. But this one is a quite an audacity of the figure to make me sweat like this. I'm not actually sweating, I'm just a little bit nervous of breaking anything. Yeah, it's about $20 figure, but €20, not dollars. But funny thing, she can't stand with her skirt like that. So, okay, so if you, of course, again want to place the head, should remove head, add this one head with a peg on the top, so we can attach the head with a head, like more Ronin like-ish. And I think legs are not suited for standing actually at all. Alright, so this video is already taking a bit long, so we check out on the accessories and I'll tell my final verdict about this one, because yeah, I need a lot of experience. So we have a body. We can make a slim type of Ronin, whatever, figure action, assassin, swordsman, whatever you take it. There's no harm in that. We have additional head. Faceplate, as I mentioned before, those cursed pegs, which ruined my 20 minutes of life. We get a sword, which I have to mention because sword is freaking long, and that makes the figure look a little bit more mysterious, more dangerous. And sword is not in the best quality compared to everything before I mentioned, because there are molding problems, there are painting problems, there are chipping problems. Some paint are just sloppy, and some mold release spots are just visible as some kind of stony cracks, stony excess pieces all over the blade. This one will be fixed very easily actually. And talking about the sword's quality, it was bended. Of course it's not sharp, not metal or anything like that, man. It was terribly bended, so I fixed a little bit so it won't be so terrible looking one. It has a sheet, which is also not terrible, not perfect. There are some problems, there are some paint issues, some molding issues, but it works and it serves its purpose. So basically, when I fix the blade, it should be more easier to attach it. Small part of plastic here. It's not a fabric, not a clothing, so it's just as stiff like it is. And of course, every figure like this comes with additional fist sets for the sword, I suppose. It's not very well. Probably this one hand. Yeah, something like that. For just expressions, for just a more gimmicks you want to express your figure into. Also, I forgot to mention more to accessories. Those little blades, wakizashis or whatever it's called this. This one is just a reproduction of something, just like a sheeted blade, and this one is unsheeted. Wait, this one is sheeted, this is sheeted. So you have a little wakizashi, nothing really special, just a little bit odd finish and few problems here and there, but that's not our main selling point of the figure, so it's okay. So basically that would be all about this figure. I want to mention that for such a price, a little bit work out on the figure, so just make it a little bit more pleasable, a little more better for your liking, and you will have a quite decent figure for such a price. Just only one decision you will have to take to finalize your decision, if you want to pose it as a samurai Ronin girl like this, or perhaps you want to take this all apart and make her look like a poncho wearing mysterious swordsman girl. That is my final opinion. So for price or quality, yes, it's a good piece of action figure if you're interested in design only. So much of this video, and take care.